Dustin, what do you got in terms of Mark's question?
I think when it comes to, what's the best way? So you hit on two questions. Which one are we talking about? How to define success, or what ways to get
factors
success?
that lead the factors that lead to a successful Google Ads campaign.
Gotcha. I think having a clear, first of all, traffic quality, like you mentioned, is there search volume around it? Yes. But then I think also like looking at bottom of funnel versus like research related keywords, that's a big one. Because you've got people who are ready to do something right now. You got people who are ready to do something, maybe in a month from now, 2 months from now, and they search very differently sometimes. So I think one factor is knowing what level of funnel you're targeting with your keywords, and also, obviously having a good setup, having a good landing page that will convert. If we're talking about e-commerce, then obviously a product that people actually want to buy or that you've sold before. I think realistic expectations, like knowing if we're talking about just getting leads and cost per lead, then that's usually a pretty quick, what's the word I'm thinking of? You'll get to know what your cost per lead is pretty quickly. But if you're looking at, like you said, Mark, like a longer funnel and you're really judging it based on sales, then you need to give yourself and your PPC agency enough time to actually see like a full sales cycle through, or maybe a couple of them, right? Because it takes 2 weeks to close a deal and you're complaining in a week that the leads haven't bought yet. Well, give yourself a little time here. Like let's build some good expectations around how this thing would work. So I feel like those are some of the biggest factors. And sometimes, I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but sometimes a successful campaign is such a subjective thing, and the things you need to do to make that campaign successful, like the same type of campaign for the same type of business, it gets looked at 2 different ways by 2 different types of clients, right? Because some understand things a little better than others. So I think one part of it is like explaining to them how this thing should play out, what they can reasonably expect, and making sure you have good assets, you have a good landing page, you have hopefully even maybe a decent offer that people want. And then of course, like target as low down the funnel as you can in the beginning, and then work your way up over time if you need volume. And I think that's another part of it. It's like the expectation on volume. You mentioned the order cleanup. We run ads for order cleanup too. There's not that many orders that want to clean up. It's just the whole point of being a hoarder, kind of, right? That's sort of the thing. So, and of course, their family members will probably Google it for them or whatever. But like, if you're like, well, we got those 5 leads that we could get out of hoarder or whatever it is, we need more. Okay, well, now you gotta look at different keywords, a different strategy, maybe a different landing page. You have to think about what step of the funnel they're going to be in. So I just think a lot of it comes down to the planning. I think a lot of it comes down to having good, a good process for what you're going to do for conversion, which is the landing page, of course, messaging, and having an offer. I think that just takes you a lot further than, trying to, I don't know, like, to me, I feel like it's a lot more on the higher level side. The tactical side is, if you have the right offer and the right like messaging and stuff, like you can make a lot of mistakes on the traffic side, it could still work. But if you have it the other way and you got a crappy offer and you don't have anything that's really compelling, then you could be as ninja with the traffic as you want. It's still not going to convert. So I think that's just a differential to kind of put out there for people.
Cool. Nick, what about you?
Yeah, so factors that lead to a successful Google Ads campaign, it really starts at the onboarding level, right? So it's communication. Don't let if I'm talking to, so let's say right now I'm talking to Google Ads agencies, do not let the client buffalo you into agreeing to stuff that is not lead, like just isn't going to work, right? Hoarder campaign. Okay, we can put that on there. We'll run that campaign. I'll even separate it out so you can see how much traffic does or doesn't come in there. But you need to temper your expectations for how many of those clicks you're going to get, sort of thing. So it's just, and this is for any campaign that you run, is like both the guys have already said, is there traffic for it? Is it valid? Did you invest? You can run a Chick-fil-A campaign if you'd like. But
traffic for that for sure.
The communication with the client is big, because we'll have clients that come in, and a big thing for us is, back when we first started doing this, I'd have clients come in and be like, well, I just want $1 million listings.
Oh yeah.
I only want $1 million properties. I said, perfect. Is there a country club close? Yep. Join that. Or I can burn your cash trying to get you those leads. But if you're good at what you do, you can just go and be a member at that country club. You're going to meet those people that are buying those homes. Now that's adjusted a little bit, right? Now there are a lot more people looking for homes in $1 million valuation in the last 14 years. And you can pick those up there, but they're unicorns, like we talked about, right? Like we've had some really, really large sales that we've been able to track back to us that have happened, but they don't happen often. And it's not a keyword set that we really go after, right? Luxury properties. So we usually set the client's expectations that we will run this traffic for you. We'll try to get this traffic, but we'll also show you that that you cannot run your business off of just that. So I think that big factors on what makes it, how do you get a successful campaign, is starting out with good communication between you and the client, making sure that the expectations are achievable. And that's not, I mean, I think like how you make a successful campaign is also them being honest, making sure that person is going to follow up on that lead. They know what their numbers are. Like if a client doesn't know their numbers and they're just coming to you and saying, I've got 3 months to make this work, here's my credit card, we usually like, yep, no, we're not going to do that, right? Because if they're banking their entire business existence off of you making them money, then it's a failure out of the gate. It'll never work. And if you do make that work, which we've done that before, then they come back and ask you to create the miracle number 2, right? Like, now I want you to double this with maybe a third more money. It doesn't happen that way, right? So yeah, communication is 100% the first basis, the first pillar of success, I think.
Nice. Okay.